So we're through to the next round, and that means one thing, it's World Cup poster 2. Still kicking. Back in the habit. So we're going to do a second World Cup poster because we really enjoyed it. It was a great challenge and people seem to like it. So we're going to work on the next one. It's now Monday 12 noon and the game is Wednesday at 5. So we've left ourselves the same amount of time, actually a little bit less time because the game is earlier, to do the next one because we like a stressful deadline. But also we didn't know the game was going to happen until Saturday, so you know. And we're taking quite a different approach to this one. It's still going to be inspired by the lovely vintage, mainly baseball posters that we found because the World Cup is taking place, a lot of it in the US. It felt appropriate to add our Americana inspiration and all the things we like about retro Americana design. So this one isn't going to be totally type-based, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm just looking at all the details of the match and then we'll get started on sketching it out. Let's go. So first things first, we had to research the match and all the details, so we had the copy to actually go onto the poster. Last time we very nearly got the date wrong, so this time we very much double checked the details. And then we started, as we always do with most of our prints, on some photo research. We knew we wanted this print to be much more illustrative based on the inspirations for this one, where the last one was totally typographic, so we wanted to switch things up. We had this image in our head of an exact pose we wanted of a footballer and we could not find it. So Bobby found this one and used this as sort of a base reference, and then we'll work from there to create the exact pose that we wanted. So as with most of our prints, as they start off as this sort of photo montage that Bobby can then go into and start working up the vectors. So Bobby had to sort of make a sort of crude photo montage with this Frankenstein footballer with a new head, new arms, but we got the pose we had in our minds right in the end.
Okay, so we're about a couple of hours into this poster so far, and what I've done is I've got to the point where we've got our general layout. So if I bring it out, you can kind of see the structure of the poster. This is where the type is going to sit in this ball, and we've got our player kicking it. The basic shapes have been put together, and then it's going to be a case of refining these and stylizing it all a bit more, because at the moment it's very like a traced version of a player, but I want to put a bit more style and a bit more vintage charm into it, and try and work with more straight lines and smoother curves and get a more specific look to it. So I'm going to be working that in, and then it'll be a case of adding the type and playing with that at that stage. So I'm going to carry on with this. I'm going to start adding a bit of depth with shadow and colour, and we can start seeing it come together a bit more, and then it'll be a case of adding the type.
Okay, so here's Bobby getting to work. Whoa, this makes me feel a bit sick. So we've added some colour. We wanted to stick to the same colour palette, the red, white and blue. It made sense. It's in the US and obviously England are red and white. So we stuck to that. The blue is slightly lighter than our last blue purely because this just looks a lot nicer, makes more sense. It's kind of the sky. And the next part was trying to add the type to the football. So like the vintage baseball inspiration to the right, we were trying to fit all of this type into the ball in the same way, but there is a lot more type than in the version on the right. So this was a little bit of a struggle to make it look sort of genuinely vintage, awkward, while still looking kind of right. So we had to mess around with that, and we're gonna see if we need to switch up our options a little bit.
Okay, so it's Tuesday morning, day 2 of working on this poster for the England match that's coming up on Wednesday. And after working on it quite late last night, we've got it to a point that I think most of the vector work is finished, type layout's done. We kind of had a change of design halfway through. The type we were going to sit in this ball, but it ended up being really distracting and sort of overly designed. And the thing that we really loved about the old posters and the old programs that we were using as reference were that it was just so simple, a little bit clunky, slightly awkward type, not the slickest, but it looked really cool. So that's what we wanted to go back to. So we've really simplified all the information that's going to be on the print and just stripped it back, and then added this ball, classic football shape design onto it to kind of add a bit more texture and a bit more depth to the ball. So this is the point we're at. There might be a little bit of refining here and there just to do, and then the next stage is going to be to put it into Photoshop and add some texture. And on this gradient particularly, I really want to try something new. Trying out a way of doing a halftone print with a bit of speckle to kind of add a real old print finish. But I don't know how to do it yet, so I'm going to do a bit of research this morning and see which way I can approach it and try it out. And I'll bring you along for the ride and we'll see how we go. Okay, so for the type and the player, we used our trusty old Atomic Ink Effects package from True Grit Supply Company. We absolutely love it. It's a Photoshop Actions package that lets you apply ink bleed and ink texture to all the different elements of the poster and refine each and every single one of them to exactly how you want it. It works by applying it to each colour separately and overlaying them with a Photoshop multiply effect, and it builds up all these colours to create these overlay effects that look really vintage and really sell in the style. We absolutely love it. We've used it loads before. It's fantastic. Okay, so about an hour and a half and a lot of Photoshop later, I think we've got a finished textured version that we're happy with. I went through a lot of tutorials. YouTube was a great help today. I'll put a link below to one particular tutorial that was absolutely incredible, that showed me a whole different technique to add texture that really changed the final outcome. I'm really happy with it. We've got this really nice gradient texture in the background. I won't show it all because we're going to reveal it when we've got the print back from the printers shortly. But there we go. All the artwork is done. All the texturing is done. We're pretty happy with it. It's cool. It's kind of a bit different to what we've done previously. It was a nice challenge. And now here is the final